Good morning, everyone. I am James Cancio Rodriguez from Group 4. So, today we're going to talk about or discuss the how plants survive. So, come on, and I hope you listen, guys. Before we talk about how plants survive, so let's talk about plants. So, what is plants? Plants are living organisms that belongs to the kingdom of plantae. They typically have cells with rigid cell walls, carry out the photosynthesis to produce energy, and exhibit characteristics such as growth, reproduction, and adaptation to their environmental. So, in short, plants are commonly known for the supporting life of the earth, so giving us air, something like that. Next is what is the role of the plants in our ecosystem? So, plants play a pivotal role in ecosystem by serving as the primary producers, initiating the food chain through photosynthesis. They generate oxygen, crucial for various organisms, and act as a foundational food source for herbivores and carnivores. Plants provide habitats, shelter, and contribute to biodiversity, creating niches for diverse organisms. So now let's begin our topic, which is the how plants do survive. So now we're going to move forward to structural organization of plants, which is knowing the organs of plants. So based on the screen, I indicated the figure of parts of organs in plants. So first we have cell, secondly tissue, and lastly it is roots. So, and now we will talk about the parts of cells. So now let's move forward to the cell parts. So first we have Golgi vesicles. It means to transport and modify proteins within eukaryotic cells, facilitating their sorting and delivery to specific destination. Second, we have ribosomes, are called cellular structure responsible for protein synthesis by translating genetic information from mRNA into polypeptide chains. Next, we have nucleus. So, nucleus is served as the central control center containing a genetic information and overseeing essential cellular functions for growth, developmental, and reproduction. Next we have is, wait a second, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It means it's a cellular organelle involved in lipid synthesis, detoxification processes, and calcium storage, lacking ribosomes on its surface. So that is the meaning of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If we have smooth endoplasmic, we also had a rough endoplasmic reticulum, which means it is a cellular structure studded with ribosomes, playing a key role in protein synthesis, folding and transport within the cell. So that's the meaning of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Next we have is cytoskeleton. It is a dynamic network of protein filaments within a cell, providing a structural support, facilitating cell shape, and enable to cellular movements and intracellular transport. So that is the purpose of cytoskeleton on the plant cell. Next, we have the outside part of the plants, which is cell wall. So cell wall is a rugged outer layer surrounding a plant fungal and bacterial cells, providing structural support, protection, and regulating cell shapes. Next, we have a mm, peroxisome. Is Peroxisome is a cellular organelle involved in various metabolic processes, particularly lipid breakdown and detoxification reactions, containing enzymes that produce and degrade hydrogen peroxide. So that's the meaning of peroxamide. Next we have is Golgi apparatus. So it means Golgi apparatus is a cellular organelle responsible for modifying, sorting, and packaging proteins and lipids for transportation to specific destination within or outside the cells. Next, we have a plasdomes. I'm, I'm not sure if it is the correct pronunciation. So, plas, plasmodesmata. So, plasmodesmata are microscopic channels that traverse the cells walls of plants cells, facilitating direct communication and exchange of materials between adjacent cells. And next we have central vacuole. Central vacuole is a large membrane-bound organelle in plant cells, primarily involved in storage, maintenance of turgor pressure, and regulation of cellular function by controlling the concentration of ions and nutrients. So that is the purpose of central vacuole. Next, we have a chloroplast. So the purpose of chloroplast is wait, we'll give you the definition. Chloroplasts are organelles in plant cells responsible for photosynthesis containing chlorophyll pigments that capture light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. So it means chloroplast is responsible for taking some energy, which is the light energy, the converting of the carbon dioxide, and also the water. So chloroplast is had big responsible for the plant cell. Next we have cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the gel-like substance within a cell, encompassing all cellular components except the nucleus, where various organelles and cellular activities take place. Okay. Next, we have. Wait a second. Next, we have the mitochondrion. Mitochondrion is a cellular organelle responsible for energy production through aerobic respiration, converting nutrients into adenosine triphosphate, for short ATP, for the cell's energy needs. So mitochondrion is responsible for converting the nutrients. And lastly, we have the cell membrane. So the definition of cell membrane is it is a lipid layer that surrounds and encloses the contents of a cell, controlling the passage of substances in and out. So that's are the parts of plant cells that we've discussed. So now let's move forward to the three major classification of plant cells. So now we are here the discussion of three major classification of plant cells. So number one is no. So first we have parenchyma. So parenchyma are primary walls that thin and flexible. Most parenchyma cells lack secondary walls. They function in synthesizing and storing organic products through photosynthesis, which occurs into chloroplast and mesophil cells. Next, we have colonchima. Colonchima are primary cell that is thicker than in parenchyma cells, but is of an uneven thickness. They are usually grouped in a strand to support young parts of plants, for additionally, colonchima are living cells, elongation as the plants grows. And lastly, of the three major of classification of the plants, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is a type of plant tissue characterized by thick, rigid cell walls containing lignin. It provides strength and support to plant structures, such as stems and roots. There are two main types of sclerenchyma cells. First, fiber, which are elongated and often found in bundles, and sclerites, which are shorter and more irregular in shapes. So now we are done talking about the plant cell, which is the first structural organization of plants. So Princess Alagna will continue the report, which is the tissue.
Tissues. Tissue is a group of cells that perform a similar functions. Now, there are four examples of tissue system: dicot leaf, dicot stem, dicot root, and monocot stem. Now, there are three plant tissue: epidermal, ground, and vascular tissue. Now, let's begin to epidermal tissue. Epidermal tissue is a single layer of tightly packed cells covering and protecting the young parts of the plant. Root hair, specialized for water and minerals absorption, are extensions of epidermal cells near to the root tips. Oxycortisol that helps the plants retain water is secreted by the epidermal cells to live and most stems.
Going to discuss what is a ground tissue. So ground tissue, it is predominantly parenchyma with some collenchyma and sclerenchyma present. It occupies the space between dermal and vascular tissue systems and functions in photosynthesis, storage, and support. So as you can see here in the picture, there are the two types of ground tissue, which is the monocot stem and dicot stem. So monocot stems are fundamental as they convey the vast majority of the pieces of the plant from photosynthetic passes on the branches and blossoms. The dicot stem is the strong tube-shaped pivotal piece of a plant comprising hubs and internodes bringing about leaves, branches, and blossoms. So vascular tissue. There are the two types of vascular tissue, which is the phloems and xylem. Vascular tissue is comprised of the xylem and the phloem. The main transport system of plants, they typically occur together in vascular bundles in all plant organs, traversing roots, stems, and leaves. Xylem is responsible for the transport of water and dissolved ions from the roots upwards through the plant.
Hi, good morning, and I am Rueljan B. Peñalosa from Group 4, and today we will be talking about the organs. Okay, so tissues are organized together to form organs, and an organ is a group of different tissues performing a common function. So tissues are compact together so that we can have an organ or we can have organ. And an organ is a group of different tissues that is combined together, and they also perform a common function. Basically, we can say that a combined tissues is they have a goal, but not totally a goal. They have just a function so that they can work together. And okay, so we have a three basic organs to make up a plant. First is the leaves, second is stem, and the third is roots. I won't dig deeper about these three basic organs to make up a plant because I know that, as I guess, we discussed it in a previous school year. And I guess we have the basic knowledge about these three basic organs. The three types of plant tissues are present in each organ. So, in every organ, these three types of plant tissues is present. I guess it was discussed by my other group mates, so that I will not explain further, but I will name those three types of plant tissues. Okay, so I guess it's not guessing, but it is epidermal tissue, ground tissue, and vascular tissues. Okay, so the organs are organized together into a shoot and root system. Okay, so for you to know or to have an image into your mind, I will give you an example or a concept. What I'm talking about, the shoot and root system, is this one. Okay, so basically we can see here basically we were able to see a tree, and deeper is or lower is a root, and a what do you call this one? I forgot. Mas never mind. Okay, so we can see here a tree with a roots. So basically, this is the leaves, the stem, and the roots. So the upper part, which is we can see in our naked eye, is the shoot. The shoot are the leaves and the stem, and the root are the actual root that we cannot see because it's down deeper. Okay, so continuing the shoot and root system is do you know that both system relies on each other, and roots rely on the glucose produced by the photosynthesis of the shoot, and shoot relies on water and minerals absorbed rather by the root system. So roots really relies on the shoot system by the glucose produced by the shoot, and roots relies on the water and minerals absorbed by the roots, and both system could survive if one system work together, two systems work together rather, and um, the organs. What I mean is the organ will only survive if these two system, the shoot and the root system, work together. And do you know that the three basic organs, which is the leaf, the stem, and the root, is what we call vegetative organs. These organs perform necessary functions that allow a plant to grow and live. So these three basic organs is necessary or necessary for a plant to grow and live. If we compare it to our wordings today, is that is what we call the bare minimum of a plant, and it is given so that it will give a function. Further explanations about this one will be discussed by my other group mates, and there are more things to be discussed by my other group mates. That's all. Thank you.
Organs. Tissues are organized together to form organs. An organ is a group of different tissues performing a common function. Three basic organs make up a plant: leaves, stems, and roots. The three types of plant tissues are present in each organ. The epidermal tissue forms the outer covering, while the vascular tissue is embedded within the ground tissue. How do plants have organs? In plants, just as in animals, similar cells working together form a tissue. When different types of tissues work together to perform a unique function, they form an organ. Organs working together from organ system. Vascular plants have two distinct organ systems, a shoot system and a root system. Both systems depend on each other for the survival of the whole plant. Roots rely on the glucose produced by photosynthesis in the shoot system. Shoots rely on water and minerals absorbed by the root system.
Topic: Plant growth and development. Plant growth and development refers to the process by which plants grow and mature from seedlings to adult plants. This process involves various factors such as light, water, nutrients, temperature, and hormones. During growth, plants undergo several stages, including seed germination, seedling establishment, vegetative growth, flowering, and fruit and seed production. Each stage has specific requirements for optimal growth and development, and any disruption in these factors can negatively impact the plant's growth and overall health. Primary growth of roots and shoots refers to the elongation of this structure, which occurs through cell division and cell elongation in the root and shoot apical meristem. The root apical meristem is responsible for the formation of new roots, while the shoot apical meristem gives rise to new leaves and stems. As the plant grows, this meristem continues to divide and elongate, resulting in an increase in the length of the root and shoot system. This primary growth allows plants to absorb water and nutrients from the soil. Next, secondary growth. Secondary growth refers to the increase in diameter of thickness of a plant organ such as stem and roots. This growth is due to the formation in new layers of vascular tissue called xylem and phloem, which carry water and nutrients throughout the plant. Secondary growth of stem is also known as wood formation. It occurs in the vascular cambion, a layer of cell between the primary xylem and root. The vascular cambion produces new cells that divide and form the secondary xylem, which carries water and nutrients upwards, and the secondary phloem, which carries sugar and other substances downwards. As the plant grows, the diameter of the stem increases due to the formation of these layers or vascular tissue. Secondary growth of roots is less common than in stem. It occurs in the pericycle, a layer of cells surrounding the vascular cylinder. The pericycles can produce new cells that divide and form a secondary cortex, which provides structural support for the root. However, this type of secondary growth is not as significant as in stems and is more focused in providing stability and support rather than increasing which provides structural support for the root. However, this type of secondary growth is not as significant as in stem. It is more focused in providing stability and support rather than increasing the diameter of the root.
Bye.
Plant development is a continuous process that begins with embryogenesis and the construction of the fundamental plant body, embryonic root and embryonic shoot, and continues with the regular production of new organs, roots, leaves, branches, and flowers after germination. Ah!